Yes, you guys, welcome back to the player ratings video. After tonight, we were crowned for the second time again, European champions. Wow, the faith I had in my club. You guys know I'm optimistic, but not for no reason, not for any reason. I'm not blindly optimistic. Tonight, I knew we could do it. Of course, I played my part. If you guys don't know, I'm quite superstitious. So throughout the entire day today, I made sure that I was absolutely patterned. I made sure I did all my right procedures. I got my fresh haircut for big games. I always make sure I have a haircut ready. And when I'm watching the big games too, I have to make sure that I'm wearing the full kit. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why I've decided to do that, but I'm serious. Everything has to be blue. Everything on my body has to be blue, from the underwear, bro, to my shoes. I was wearing shoes the entire time as well, my own yards, watching the game. But that's how serious it means for me. You know, any little bit I can do to boost our luck, I'm gonna do it, you guys. But now that you know the nonsense that I like to do for the games, let's now discuss and review the players today, because for me, this was our best performance this season. Wow, I'm so fucking proud of the team. And of course, you know how it goes. If you like today's video, smash that like button. You know what, who even cares how many likes I get for this one? Let's just get out of the way and let's focus on reviewing everyone now, starting with our manager in Thomas Tuchel. And now, we start with our manager in Thomas Tuchel, and for me it's kind of surreal, you guys, that before he signed for us, he never once recorded a win over Guardiola. I think right now it's safe to say that Tuchel is Guardiola's kryptonite. Completely understands how to nullify them, and you know, he's beaten every single type of Man City team, from their weakest team to their middle strength team to their strongest team tonight. For me, it's absolute nonsense, because yeah, they're a team that spent hundreds of millions on their entire squad, so it's still a strong team regardless, in my opinion. But you know, for me, we've seen how Tuchel has elevated us in the big games. We've been unreal in them since he's taken over this season. We've been winning them. We've had a clear advantage over them, and that advantage is our system. Tuchel's been able to get the best parts of the team, and for me, that's our intensity. We have young players who work hard, that run hard, that, you know, have that desire to go for 50-50s, win second balls. We have one of the best defenses in Europe. He's maximized our best qualities. He's brought that structure to the team. We're so compact. The players have such a great understanding of each other's game, where they're supposed to be, where they're not supposed to be. And on top of that, you guys, it was how we can constantly exploiting them in the counter-attack. We limited Man City, again, barely registering shots on target for the third consecutive game. That's not a fluke. This isn't by accident. It is safe to say that without Thomas Tuchel as our manager, the success we got tonight is a fantasy, it's a dream, and it doesn't happen. And for that reason, I can't help but give him a score of 10 out of 10. And now, we start with the first outfield player today, and that is Edouard Mendy. Who would have thought that in this game, he had barely anything to do? Other than like right at the start of the game where he had to make that save against Sterling, you know, making himself big, closing down the spaces, leaving his lines to, you know, of course, stop Sterling. And, you know, throughout the game too, you know, he was collecting quite a lot of crosses from Man City, who, even though they spent a ton of money on attacking players and they're praised for their attacking brilliance, they just resorted to playing crosses inside the box for most of the game, to be honest. So, you know, I'm happy performances like this. I'm so happy with Mendy. Incredible player, incredible signing. And for me, he's going to score an 8 out of 10. And now, we move on to our captain today, in Azpilicueta, and wow, this was one of his greatest, most classic performances. This is why Tuchel absolutely loves him. This is why he gets the respect from all his teammates. He is the type of player you want to have in a final. There's a reason why back in the day, Mourinho said that you could win anything with 11 Aspies in the team. And today, wow, the leadership, the defending. How many clutch interceptions was he making time and time again, especially the one near the end where that one was surreal. That was out of this world, because like he had to, you know, basically like 2 yards away from the goal, he was able to like deflect it over the net from barely any distance away. I was literally blown away. You know, Aspie, incredible legend. He's a legend at this club. I'm so proud and happy to see him lifting the Champions League. In the game today, he was involved in everything. On the ball, very good. He was helping create those overloads on the right-hand side, which we saw time and time again was creating lots of counter-attacks in the wide areas against Man City. We saw how he was comfortable, looking to receive and help kickstart attacks. He was, keeping himself spread in that back 3-2. And of course, he was getting tight and close to his man. In the final 20 minutes, he played through that pain. And, for me, that is typical Azpilicueta. Today, I'm going to be scoring him a 9 out of 10. We now move on to the defense, starting with Thiago Silva. And I can't even start this review of him without talking about the injury, you guys. I mean, how unfortunate, how unlucky. At the start of the game, I thought he looked very good. He was, he's that assurance at the back for the team, yeah. That constant assurance. When Man City were looking to press us in the wide areas, we're passing the balls back to him, and he's always so composed. He knows what to do with the ball before he receives it. And on top of that too, he was helping to kickstart a lot of attacks. Yeah, in particular, looking to find Ben Chilwell on that left-hand side with some great through balls over the top. And when he went off, for me, I had to see the team win it for him. For me, it's a privilege to have a player of his levels and legendary ability at this club. And for that reason, I'm going to be scoring him a 7.5 out of 10. Now, to complete the back three, we move on to Antonio Rudiger. And you just knew today that Rudy was going to be on point. No one was getting past him. He wasn't taking no nonsense. And I'm sure he'll get a lot of controversy and hate for his involvement against De Bruyne. But, as I'm saying, any player's doing that. There's no way that Rudiger intentionally tried giving this guy a black eye, but that showed you the commitment that Rudy had for the course today, yeah, was taking no prisoners. But on top of that, man, with Rudiger, as I keep saying, one of the best ball-playing defenders in Europe. There was that one pass he played at the end, near the end of the game to find Kai Havertz. I was like, bro, how are you pinning a pass like that with that quality in such like a sport area of the fields, near the corner flag? That was one of his best passes this season, in my opinion. And let's not forget, in the first half, that incredible block against Phil Foden. What is it with our defenders? They all played their part when it came to making, season-defining blocks. Unreal. Rudiger, the club, sign this guy up. Get it done quick. I'm going to be scoring him an 8.5 out of 10. And now we move on to the wing backs, and I'm so excited because I'm going to start with Reece James. And this guy, bruv, one of my favorite players at the club, a player that I've been standing for a very, very long time. You guys know me. Wow, this was the equivalent, yeah, of what Ashley Cole did against Ronaldo. And I think I said this already. I'm not saying Sterling is on Ronaldo's level, but the occasion of the game today, the magnitudes, is still on that same level, in my opinion. And Reece James handled him easily. And the beauty about the performance is that this wasn't no fluke, because we've been seeing our guy doing this throughout the season. Sterling could do nothing. Those little shimmies, he tried stopping the ball and using his acceleration. He couldn't cope. And the few times where Sterling's pace was able to even get in behind Reece was able to use his body expertly to get in front of the ball. He was able to get his foot out to intercept it and to push it away time and time again. And on top of that, not only was it an excellent, incredible, world-class defensive performance, the ability this guy was showing on the ball in the build-up phase. The ability he was showing with his passes in behind. We were seeing this guy carrying the ball, running the midfield, looking to find your Werners and Kais to kickstart attacks as well. It'll be absolutely fucking stupid if Southgate is not starting him as the number one right back, because he's the best one. World class, incredible, I absolutely love him, and for that reason I'm going to be scoring him a 9 out of 10. Now we end things by moving on to Ben Chilwell, and again, one of the signings of the season. Wow, incredible performance, big game player, such an amazing addition to the squad and to the team, you guys. From the start, when I saw how tight this guy was getting to Riyad Mahrez, because one of the plans for Man City, was to try and have Mahrez pushing this guy back to try and, create the overloads, trying to find, Silva in the half space, try and create them 3v2s against us. That weren't going to happen because Ben made damn well sure that Mahrez was not going to pass. Wow. stopped him, nullified him. Mahrez did absolutely nothing. And of course, the only times were maybe 1 or 2 occasions when Walker's just, stupidly quick pace was able to get him behind. It was still a big battle, and most of the time, Ben won the battle over Kyle Walker. On the ball, positive. I like the link-up play with him and Mason, creating those counter-attacking opportunities. And the guy's engine, bruv. He just literally, from the first minute to the last minute, he's in both halves, he's in both boxes, making those overlaps time and time again. Let's not forget the important, incredible interceptions too, from Sterling and others inside the box. Again, for me, as I said, England have to have Reece James and Ben as the number 1 fullbacks because they are the best, most complete ones. I'm going to be scoring Ben an 8.5 out of 10. Now we move on to the midfield, you guys, and I'm starting with Jorginho. One of his most accomplished, brilliant, amazing performances this season. For me, he's got to stay for next season. Today, this was prime, classic, world-class Jorginho. And I told you guys in the preview, now this guy's had a full week's rest, you're going to see him at his very best and his very sharpest. And tonight we saw that, you guys. The efficiency in which he moves the ball. He knows what he's going to do with it before he receives it. And against a team like Man City that were looking to press us in our own half, you need figures in that midfield who have that composure. We're going to be able to be the outlet for the team to pass to. We're going to be able to circulate it with precision, time and time again. And that's what he was doing, you guys. Constantly staying on counter-attacks, constantly putting in that defensive shift. Was never exposed once throughout this entire game. Not once throughout this entire game. And of course, you guys, his defensive contribution was fucking next level, yeah. This was outstanding from Jorginho. I'm going to be scoring him an 8 out of 10. And of course, to complete the midfields, we move on to N'Golo Kante. And, I thought Jorginho was absolute class today. And, wow, the performance Kante put in. And I told you guys in the preview, you see the beauty of Kante even more as the game progresses and progresses and progresses, because his engine don't stop. And it's not because he's just got unlimited, infinite stamina. It's because the guy knows how to use his body. Watch how he actually runs when he's on the field. He's not like stopping and starting. There's like a constant flow and move. There's a real genius behind how he moves, which allows him to do the stuff he does. Oh, flipping hell. How many times is he winning them interceptions from De Bruyne, kick-starting attacks, carrying that ball, driving it, forcing positive moments for the team. On top of that too, because he's fucking technically brilliant on the ball. We got to start praising this guy, please. I don't want to just keep hearing about his defensive stuff, because on the ball, he's beating his man. He's got the press resistance. City players, they couldn't win their 50-50s off him. He was too quick for them. He was too strong. Gets his body in front of the ball really well. And, that low center of gravity Kante has, just really, for a player of his role, it just takes his game to a different level. Wow, as I said, with guys like this in your team, they allow you to win trophies and win titles. Kante, man's got the World Cup, Premier League titles, domestic titles, and a Champions League. I tweeted it because I envisioned that a guy like Kante, the game was going to reward him for just his humbleness, his meekness, his brilliance, and wow, just the world-class ability. Honestly, fucking hell, you guys. N'Golo Kante today. Thank God we signed one of our most important players ever, up there with your Drogbas and Co's. I'll keep saying it. Today, I'm scoring him a 9 out of 10. But now, you guys, we move on to the attack, and I'm starting with Mason Mount. And of course, he was playing that decisive part in the game to help us win this game. I just knew that Mason was going to do it. Technically brilliant too. I mean, that pass with the perfect way in behind you guys to find Kai. Now, of course, Kai's movement was great. Werner played a part in that as well, to obviously free Kai. I'll get on that later on. But to play that pass at that time with a perfect execution rate and pace, where Kai doesn't have to waste his time, doesn't have to, overthink what he has to do, because the pass is already that good. Mount, defensively, my God, how many times was he tracking back Kyle Walker? Walker's a bit of a beast. Like, he's not just any guy. He's up for the fight. He's up for the battle. When you're watching games like this and you're, as a fan, you're like, okay, I don't want my players losing 50-50s. With Mount, you can rely upon him winning his tackles, doing his bit for the team. And it's just the overall play. It's like he plays as like a cam, and he plays as a mid, the counter-attacking presence on top of that as well. he had to get subbed off for the shift he put in for the team today, you guys. But, every good counter-attack we were creating in the first half was due to Mount moving in behind or his ability on the board to play others in as well. Wow, this is a guy we produced from our academy. I knew he was destined to get to this level, destined to go to the very fucking top, you guys. I've been watching him for so long. I'm so proud and happy for Mason Mount. Yeah, this is why I'm saying as a fan, you have to support all parts of the club. And for me, I was rewarded for the investment I put in to watching the academy. Mount is such a testament to this football club. He is a future legend, and for that reason, I'm going to be scoring him an 8.5 out of 10. And now, we move on to our match winner today in King Kai. Easily his greatest performance in our shirt. This guy's moving so mad in his celebrations after the game. That is just cracking me up so much. But today we saw the complete Kai, man. He was doing his shift for the team, doing his role, tracking back. I was seeing this guy winning tackles off De Bruyne. That's how deep he was in our half. And, from a defensive point of view, he made sure he was taking no L's. He was in position and doing what he had to do. But it was the counter-attacking presence he gave us. And he was drifting down that right-hand side, supporting your Reece Jameses, your Kantes, allowing us to create the 4v3s against City to run in behind them. It was his intelligence on the transition. It was either him driving between the lines, carrying the ball, essentially driving through the middle, and he could either then play passes to the left to find Mason or Ben Chilwell making overlapping runs there, or of course linking up with Timo Werner. They couldn't cope with him. His movement is too good, it's too excellent, and he was constantly tormenting Man City tonight. To play a game like this, a game with this much magnitudes, he was utterly world class today. Utterly world class. The goal he took, the composure, that's what we know Kai for. Rounding Edison and simply, calmly, easily slotting at the back of the net, you guys. And, he played the full 90. He didn't stop his running. He suffered. He was working hard for the team. And offensively, was just literally single-handedly creating attacks for us time and time again. Wow. Utterly in awe of his performance today. And for that reason, I'm going to be scoring him a 9.5 out of 10. And now we end things with the first 11, you guys, with Timo Werner. And listen, he had chances right at the start of the game where, bruv, come on, you should be hitting it on target, testing the goalkeeper, scoring. One cutback in particular, I think it was a Mason or Ben pass, cutback inside the box. That was a definite goal that should have been scored, and it's disappointing that didn't happen. But for me, as I really stressed in the preview too, Werner's goal wasn't going to be the reason we won this game. Werner's movement, his ability to stretch Man City's defensive club was constantly stressing about. That was going to be key for the team today. That outlet, due to him stretching, occupying that defense. How do you think guys like Kai and Co are able to get in the game, influence things, and of course, target those danger zones against Man City? For the goal that Kai scored, look at Werner's movement for that goal. Look at how he took out a Man City defender. That is the benefit and bonus of him in the team. And for me, I'm pleased with that, extremely pleased with that. And I'm so pleased that I actually don't even care that he didn't score and take the chances he should have. So for that reason, I'm going to be scoring him a 7 out of 10. And of course, you guys, I have to end things with the 3 substitutes. We start with Andreas Christensen, and incredible credit goes to him, to come on without even having a warm-up, to have to constantly be mentally alert and ready in a game like this. Andreas ain't no joke. He's a very serious pro, a very serious player, incredible player. And we didn't even miss Thiago Silva due to Christensen. I feel like he's really gone up levels in his career. He looks so confident and accomplished in this game. And, for me, I keep stressing this, but we don't need to sign any defenders in the summer. We have defenders already good enough here. It's a waste of money and time, in my opinion. There's a possibility that Christensen doesn't even play this game if Thiago doesn't get injured. And what does that tell you about the quality and depth that we have in the team right now? Wow, for that reason, I'm going to be scoring him an 8 out of 10. We move on to Christian Pulisic. I was so gassed to see this guy coming on in the second half because you just knew that he was going to cause mayhem, create havoc, and that was exactly what this guy did. There was one counter-attack kick-started by Kante. Kai Havertz being the driving influence in that, skipping past players, gliding through them. He does a little link up with Pulisic. He then slots him in behind, and then you're thinking Pulisic one-on-one with the goalkeeper. This has to go on the net. You know, the first American baller to be playing in a game of this magnitude in the Champions League. It felt like it was written in the stars, but unfortunately it didn't go in. But regardless though, just the link up between him and Kai when they were playing up front as a two together. You know, constantly winning fouls, a foul magnet for us, taking pressure, slowing the game down for us, which is what you want to see. Yeah, so good, so impactful, and exactly what I wanted to see, you guys. For that reason, I'm scoring Pulisic a 7.5 out of 10. And to end things with Mateo Kovacic, he didn't have as much time to come on, but when he came on, you guys, he made sure that he was doing his job for the team. We were seeing a nice little bit of cover skill that we all love and know. He was winning tackles, he was getting involved, getting his body in the line as well too. Great performance, and for that reason, I'm scoring him a 7 out of 10. And you guys, on that note, that is the player ratings video out of the way. That is 3 videos out for tonight. There's going to be more content coming out for tomorrow. Fucking hell, we've won the Champions League. Right now I'm going to end things. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm in the EFC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Oh, I love this club. Oh, I love this fucking club.